Aaron at 26 hype.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to the official Action RPG live stream. My name is Aaron, owner and operator of the YouTube channel Action RPG. And we are back after a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 5-day hiatus. How's everybody doing? If you did not hear or get the memo, as you know, I took my family on a cruise, and honestly, I was feeling sick even prior to going on the cruise. And when I got back, holy smokes, I was sick. And I still streamed. I streamed for a few days. And I was coughing a lot and sounded terrible. And a couple members of the community just kept screaming at me to go to the doctor. And lo and behold, I had bronchitis. And it was brutal. Oh my gosh, it was absolutely... I can't even tell you the last time I felt that freaking sick. And I'm still not all the way better. But I only have 2 more doses of my antibiotics. So tonight and tomorrow morning... And today I woke up, had a lot more energy, had my appetite back, feeling a whole heck of a lot better. Got a full night's sleep, so definitely on the road to recovery. But man, bronchitis was brutal. Is brutal. I don't know how long it's going to linger for, but I was like, I'm streaming today. Yes, I am. Who do we got here? Who do we... VC, what's up? Tune, what up? Sith, Seb, Trevor, Nam, Ice, Trap, what's up? What is...
Not sick anymore.
Kaiser, Walker, Shin, Guilty, Sith Lord, Stonks. What's up, guys? Hello. Ice Hockey is gifted a tier 1 sub. Walker is gifted a tier 3 sub. And Kaiser is gifted a tier 1 sub. Not sick anymore with the 12 months. Man, thank you guys so much. And I guess we're starting this stream and me being back with some polka.
20-hour stream today hype.
20 hours? Oh. How about 2 hours. Greetings from Denmark. Get well soon. Thank you. It's weird playing old Last Epoch, you know. Wait, what do I say? Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. No rest for the wicked mini subathon? No.
Last Epoch new season when?
What's up, Al? April's too far away. I know. I love LE, however, I've been playing PoE 2 lately due to their pause option. Man, pause is nice. I know it made Aaron sick. 2 days of D4. What? You think that's what it did it? That's what did me in? Al, thanks for the sub again. Nam, thanks for the sub. VC, did you ask about Mike's favorite streamer? Was that you? All right, Al. Yup. Yes! Oh, I saw it. We're also going to watch a video together today, so I don't have to talk like crazy. Came in bragging in mod chat. What? I didn't even care that he said my name, which was huge. Mister, thanks for the prime sub. Just came back to LE trying merchants. Oh. You're never gonna go back. Hey, Luz. Okay, just in case there's new people popping in, I was diagnosed with bronchitis. Luz told me to go to the doctor, and I did, and it's a damn good thing that I did. I was so sick. Very sick. I did. I know you did. I know. I am feeling a lot better. I don't know how long it's going to linger for. I've got 2 more doses of antibiotics, so I'll take it tonight and tomorrow morning, and then I am done. But yeah, I was like bedridden just tore up. I was very, very tore up. VC, that was a good question. All right. No rest for the wicked mini subathon? No. Next subathon is April for Last Epoch Season 2. Looking forward to 1-2. Comparing LE to PoE 2, monoliths are crazy fast compared to mapping. Yes. Same core idea, though. What's up, Aaron? I'm playing your Dragon Song Marksman build right now and leveling it. Nice, Spicy. That's great. Get answers for LE, ask Aaron. Get answers for TLI, ask Mike 1UP. Well, that's my strategy. It's a good strategy. That's literally my strategy, too, for Mike. I got a sick crit quiver just a few minutes ago. My damage skyrocketed. Nice. It's gonna linger for weeks, you think? My bronchitis? Yeah, thanks, sir. Thank you, Luz. Take back all the things I said about monos after playing PoE 2. Do you not like it, Sith Lord? Do we have any info regarding expanded endgame for LE in 1.2? Have you seen the new roadmap? Have you seen the new roadmap? Hey, Michael. Thank you on YouTube. Steven, thank you. This is a perfect time for EHD to release Season 2. Unfortunately, KC, it's coming in April. Aaron, was shame playing D4 off stream? Actually, no, Robert. I streamed it 2 days, and then I never went back. Hi, I was wondering, I'd like to play a bow character. Never played rogue until now. Marksman or Falconer? Duh. Well, if you like minions, go Falconer. If you like pure bow, like if you're talking bow, go Marksman. Why is your damage 14 something and 18 something to 18,000? This is a shotgun marksman. I'll explain in a second. 11th Hour Games, new cycle, hoping show GGG and Blizzard new designs for ARPG. They have already perfected trading and crafting, right? I know it was you. I know. I had bronchitis for a whole year because I didn't take care of it early. Interesting. I have, and it seems to be a bit sparse on info. Yeah, I can't divulge anything. I'm sorry. He was playing. I have played a lot of the LE test server recently. I have. This build is a build that I made. I looked it up today. I was like, when did I first make this build? This is January 2022, 3 years ago. I made a build called Shotgun Marksman. It's very simple. It's based upon 2 nodes inside of the multi-shot tree. And it is this node, okay, Giant Slayer, which means projectiles can hit the same target. So if you shoot 20 arrows, normally only one of those arrows does damage. But when you take Giant Slayer, if you're at close enough range, all 20 arrows can hit the same target. But you get hit with an 80% multiplicative negative damage to it, okay? Then you pop over to the other side of the tree. Right here, point blank, you get a 75% multiplier, which helps offset this for being at melee range. Hence, you are a shotgun marksman. You are a melee bow shooter. So this is a build I made over 3 years ago, and I've updated it a couple times. I was just looking through my builds and seeing what character I have that currently isn't level 100 that I haven't updated in a while. So I decided I'm going to work on this. But to your answer, why does one time I shoot a character, it does 4 damage, and another time it hits for 200,000. It's because it's that hit, that crits, where 20 arrows hit the same target, and it just evaporates. Okay. I can't make up my mind whether I want to play offline for pause or just bite it and play online. Having friends coming on and having ladder MTX. Yeah, I can't make that decision for you. We need to convince Mike and Judd to let Aaron give us a little info. They're never going to do that. I don't think so. Okay, well, I know we're just starting the stream. In a little bit, we're going to watch a video together, okay? Gamers Nexus put out their 5080 review. So Gamers Nexus put out their 5080 review. I've got it all queued up right here, just to kind of save my voice a little bit too. And I'm going to watch it anyways. So I figure we could watch it together, but we'll wait I just started, so we'll wait a little bit. 4090 Ti and 4080 Ti reviews. No. My wife also said something very dangerous to me yesterday. I couldn't believe it. Me and the wife were eating breakfast together. She goes, "Isn't it probably time for you to make a new computer?" I was like, literally put down my fork. I was like, what? She goes, "When did you build your computer?" I said, March 2023. She goes, "Yeah, it's almost been 2 years." I was like, I can build another computer? I'm like, uh-oh. I just to be clear, she's never, ever. That is a first of 40 years of me being on this planet. He's like, "I love you." Spoiled? Who? Why is the game audio so loud? 1 second. I'll fix it. Dude, Adam Jackson left Blizzard. Anybody else hear this news? Adam Jackson. Dude, I spent literally like 8 hours with this guy at BlizzCon 2023. I'm telling you, he is like probably the most talented person on that team. About damn time, wild. I wonder where he's going. Wonder where he's going. Any relation to Michael Jackson? No. No relation. First time I heard about Adam Jackson leaving. Yep. Gone. Robert, I'm not spoiled. This is a new version. So the build that I made previously used Flurry to trigger it. They now give you a lot of bonuses for just using the skill directly. So this is going to be an updated version. Who's this crusty old sick guy? Honey, I'm not even... I wasn't even sick. I was playing hooky. Crusty. Amen. Me? I'm not that crusty. If Colin leaves Blizzard, Diablo's over. I don't know. I don't know about that. Adam Jackson was the one that kind of dumped, damage on Tuesday. He redid all the itemization and the drops and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I can only imagine the behind the scenes, what one person could do for that game, like, when you've got a studio that size. Now, Wifey, thanks for taking care of a streamer and keeping them rolling. I don't know. It's been a while. You haven't caught it yet. I for sure had a cold, but Aaron was really has a cold. What a wuss. Me? I'm not a wuss. I'm a man. An anchor. A streamer man. He took the toilet paper and said, goodbye, Blizzard. Yeah, I was so sick. 2 more doses of antibiotics. What you're saying is you had a man flu. Oh, brother. I will say, after playing 2 days of Diablo 4, it's just, you know, the game's fine. Like, they've got the game in a place that if you really enjoy it, you're always gonna enjoy it. But as far as just end game activity and stuff to do, it's a couple of hours to max level, and then you run pits and nightmare dungeons. You know, I mean, it doesn't keep my attention. If it keeps yours, there's nothing. That's totally fine. Can anyone compare the boss fights in LE to the boss fights in PoE 2? I haven't done the bosses in LE since my last playthrough back in early 24. There is no comparison, with the exception of the new Pinnacle boss compared to PoE 2. PoE 2 is probably has the best boss encounters in the genre, and the only one that could compete is the new Pinnacle boss, which is very well done. Aberoth fight is too busy. They wanted to make it a skill fight where if you learn the mechanics and learn the different eras, you could have a strategic advantage in dodging all the hits and, you know, stuff like that. Or you could use a build that just crushes them. But that's how they designed it. Welcome back. Are you dropping spoilers? Me? No. I never drop spoilers. You guys try and always get me to say stuff. I've got nothing to say. Okay, that's not true. There is so much to say, but I can't say anything. How's that? Does that make you feel better? April's too far away. Boo. Hey, pupper. Aaron, you have spoiled it. You said it's better than it is now. Dude, it is so much better. I love Last Epoch. It's my favorite action RPG. And when I play CT, which doesn't even have everything in it yet, I'm always just like, damn. There he goes, confirming it. Wait, what was I supposed to confirm? I didn't confirm anything. I confirmed that the new version of the game is better. Can I say that? I think I could say that, right? Someone call the plumber. Aaron's leaking. I'm not leaking. D4 was not designed for gamers. Of course it was. It was designed to teach young kids how cool RPGs are. Can you say if the Paladin will play different? This is perfect because I can openly say that I don't know because I have not played Paladin. in CT. How are you feeling? So, I'm feeling much better. I've got 2 doses of antibiotics left tonight, or left to take tonight and tomorrow morning. And then I'm done with my 7 days, morning and night meds. I've been doing like nasal rinses. My kids think it's so disgusting. And Flonase, and living on NyQuil and Dayquil, and just being in bed. And I was so sick. But my appetite's back. I could taste food again. I'm sleeping through the night. My fever broke after like friggin' 3 days. So I mean, I'm definitely feeling way better. Any plans for Twitch drops for LE soon? They've done Twitch drops for the last 2 cycles. So I don't see why they wouldn't do Twitch drops for season 2. But nothing I've heard of. Nothing I've heard of. So is the rogue marksman gonna be meta, Aaron? I have no idea what's gonna be meta. Oof, that sounds awful. It was awful. All the node changes they've shared, it's already gonna play different. Well, they've really leaned into Sentinel. So Sentinel's getting the most changes, especially because they are updating Volatile Reversal. This isn't a leak. This is what they have already said, that it will basically be a completely new skill. You know, kind of the same, only in name. So you're not going to have that in every single build like you have now. And then there's just lots of refreshes and changes throughout the class to kind of make it that, you know, when people are like, I want to play a tank, and you look at your options, you go, oh, I'm going to be a Sentinel. And it's like, wait, the Falconer is actually the tankiest class? There's just like a lot of identity problems with the class. So they're trying to make it what it should be. Yeah. Okay. Everybody, I apologize if this is going to bore you to death. Just to rest my voice a little bit. And I'll pause it and still answer questions and stuff. I planned on watching this anyways. It just dropped today, literally 4 hours ago. This is the Gamers Nexus 5080 review.
Bottom line up front again, the 5090 is anywhere from 30 to 68.9% better than the 5080. I'm going to get demonetized if I point it that way. That's at 4K gaming, depending on the game, of course, but the results are commonly within that 45 to 55% range. Against the 7900 XTX of a similar price, the 5080 is within striking distance, often within 10% of each other. As for the 4080 versus the 5080, they're commonly within 7 to 12%, kind of boring, and then sometimes up to 20%. But that gets you the basics. There's a ton more nuance to get into today if you just wanted those expectations.
Wait a second. Did Steve just say that the 5080 is 7 to 12% faster than the 4080? If that is, I think that's what he said. If that's true, that is terrible. Generational. That is horrible. Sorry.
And you want to dip out, there you go. See you in the next one. But otherwise, we have a lot to get into for thermals. We have frequency validation, and then we also have some pretty interesting efficiency testing where the 5080 does actually prove itself in a couple places in efficiency benchmarks specifically, where because the power is so much lower on this one than the 5090, it still benefits from that generational uplift, but it benefits even more from the power coming down. And because of the formula of the two, it looks pretty good in those situations sometimes. The thermal testing for the 5090 FE was actually, overall, it was really good for a 2-slot card. It impressed us. The 5080 is a similar cooler. It looks identical for the most part, but there are some key differences. First of all, no liquid metal, it uses thermal paste, and then secondly, there's some changes to the heatsink itself. We're keeping this review really simple and short and straightforward by our standards today, so let's just get right into it. Before that, this video is brought to you by Arctic and the Liquid Freezer 3, which we've tested using our standard methodology and found to be one of the most noise-efficient CPU coolers on our charts. The Liquid Freezer 3 includes rise and offset mounting to improve AMD performance and uses a thicker radiator to further lower the temperatures. Arctic has priced these competitively for AIOs, and you can learn more at the link in the description below. First up, we have to disclose some office gambling behind the scenes. Jimmy has bet Jeremy on the team that if the 5080 can beat the 4090 at any one benchmark, he's going to get some free tater tots.
Agent Frank's tier 2 sub, 23 months. Woohoo. Thanks, Franks. I was telling everybody I have been deathly ill the last week. Today's my first day back. Just kind of resting my voice a little bit. I was going to watch this video anyways. This is the 5080 review that just dropped this morning. You still sound a bit off. I don't have my full energy left. I'm still all stuffed up, even though I'm doing these nasal rinses and Flonase and taking antibiotics. They said I had bronchitis. So I have no idea how long that's going to linger for. I got one full dose of antibiotics left for a full day. Yeah, but I don't know. But I'm definitely feeling better. I was like, literally couldn't get out of bed sick. I was very, very sick. Thank you for the tier 2 sub, sir. What did he say about tater tots? Man, I wish this game had pause. Tater tots.
90 at any one benchmark, he's going to get some free tater tots. And I control the benchmarks that are shown. Jimmy has bet Jeremy on the team that if the 5080 can beat the 4090 at any one benchmark, he's going to get some free tater tots.
Oh, okay, got it. 5080 beating the 4090.
Also, my stomach just growled. I don't know if you could hear that. That actually happened. Let's quickly cover pricing. So the 5080 is $1,000 MSRP. Partner models are a little higher than that in some situations. And the 5090 is $2,000 for the MSRP. They launched at the same time, which is January 30th. And that puts the 5080 at the same price as the 4080 Super, which had dropped the price from the 4080. The 5070 Ti at $750 and the 5070 at $550 will follow in February. Pre-launch pricing on Best Buy indicates that MSRP options will be slim outside of NVIDIA's Founders Edition, so adjust your personal value assessment based on what they actually show up for on launch day. We don't know. We're reviewing this before.
He laid in bed moaning for like 3 days. Okay, come on. Just moaning and flopping around sweating. Honey, I wasn't that bad. Honey? Sounds like a breeze compared to what my family got 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's only an extra 1,000. Yeah, that sounds about right. Man flu. Yes, exactly. The 4090 and the 5070 are the same. No, they are not. They are not the same. Sorry.
Before all of that comes out. The most expensive one that we can see right now is $1,400. So
I wish I had a recording. Oh my gosh.
The previous generation 4080 launched at $1,200, following the infamous unlaunch of the 4080 12 gig.
This is silly.
Which actually became the 4070 Ti. More recently, the 4080 Super launched at $1,000, providing a value increase despite its nearly indistinguishable performance from the base 4080. The only reason it was interesting was because of the price cut. AMD's Radeon 7900 XTX is the closest competition that it has for the 5080. Currently, the 7900 XTX starts as low as $830, but it's more commonly around $930. Down from that is the 7900 XT, ranging from $650 to $710.
Has there been any news for people that follow hardware? Has AMD, are they going to be dropping like a 9 series card or something to try and match? I don't know if I've heard anything. Aaron, hope you're feeling better. Which GPU do you plan on buying? I have a 4090, and I said that if the 5090, true to what NVIDIA said, is a 100% increase, which is what they said, I would upgrade to a 5090. But it's like a 27% upgrade, so I can't justify that. That doesn't seem enough.
And in a decidedly lower price bracket. AMD
March?
says its 9070 series cards will be arriving in March. Intel GPUs haven't scaled up to this market category yet. It's a hopeful yet for the record, but for now, they're at the lower end. Now for a quick overview of the specs. If you want more detail on the specs, you should check out our announcement coverage of the card here. It's available in both a written format and in a video, but we'll go over the basics again. The Blackwell architecture-based RTX 5080 has 10,752 CUDA cores and 16 gigabytes of GDDR7.
See, here's your extra $1,000, Toxic. Technically, you're getting double the CUDA cores. You're also getting almost double the teraflops, and you're getting double the memory. Weirdly, sometimes the better value proposition to performance is the 5090. That's why people have been camped out for a week already. It's got 32 gigabytes of GDDR7. It's ridiculous.
On a 256-bit bus. These specs are way down from the 5090's configuration. It's almost exactly half, making for probably the biggest gap that there's ever been between the top two tiers on launch day. The RTX 5080 is also a PCIe Gen 5 card, but as our recent PCIe scaling benchmark with the 5090 showed, it barely makes a difference at all in games to run on Gen 4 or even Gen 3. This review will again focus on high-end GPUs, and you can see our test methodology on our site at gamersnexus.net. We've got a link below for the test bench information.
We all need
it's free of third-party
5090s.
ads. It contains our game settings and our test setup. To see the low end, check out our Intel Arc B570 review as well. Time to get into my favorite part for these cards, which is thermal testing. Now, one of the cool things we did for the 5090 review, if you missed it, was Schlieren imaging, where we basically use a parabolic lens, a light source, and a camera to create magic that allowed us to image the air density gradient around the card. And all of that applies to this card as well, because the FE model for the 5080, despite having some key differences internally, externally, the flow paths.
The way they test this is unbelievable. The air path density, what did he say? This is ridiculous.
Will be basically identical. So you check that out in the 5090 review if you want to see how it behaves. But let's just get into the thermal benchmark numbers. Here's the thermal chart. Under a full workload for the GPU, the RTX 5080's temperature with auto settings landed at 65 to 66 degrees Celsius for the GPU. Considering the change to thermal paste from liquid metal with the Founders Edition cards, the real impact here to reduce the temperature is in the power consumption reduction, and we'll look at that a little later. RPM is another part. The memory temperature plotted at about 72 to 75 degrees for the 5080, which is well within the TJ Maxx restrictions of the memory on the card, should be about 105 degrees for that. As for the 5080 fan speed, it held about 1470 to 1500 RPM in this test. That makes its acoustic profile very similar to what we saw in the 5090 review, so you can check that for noise samples and a frequency spectrum. It's a little quieter overall. The 5090's GPU temperature in this test was 72 degrees Celsius, with the 5090's memory temperature at 90. We weren't happy about that, despite being within spec, because once it's in a hotbox case, that 90-degree result becomes a concern. Finally, the 5090's fan ran at about 100 RPM higher when left to its own devices, resulting in a 5080 FE, which, despite moving away from liquid metal, is not really at a disadvantage. It's doing okay overall, especially because of the fact that the power consumption is down. Frequency validation's up now. This is just to make sure the card is hitting at least the spec set by NVIDIA. The RTX 5080 clocks in this benchmark held relatively flat, although not perfectly flat, at around 2670 MHz. NVIDIA's website claims 2.62 GHz boost clock, so it's technically exceeding the minimum spec. The RTX 4080 ran at about 2775 MHz in this benchmark, consistent with what we saw between the 5090 and 4090. The frequency is higher on the 4080, but the architecture has changed, and that's made this an...
Anybody just joining, I have Last Epoch up. We are playing video games. We're just taking a little break to check out the newly released 5080 GPU review by Gamers Nexus.
indirect comparison. It's not all about the frequency. The RTX 5090 bounces around between 2475 to 2670 megahertz or so, mostly landing below the 5080.
Thanks,
It's relatively
Muscle.
common for these fuller configurations to run lower clocks than the lower spec parts, but with higher core counts instead. And now time to get into the gaming numbers. We'll keep this really fast and straightforward this time because we just have a couple key comparisons we want to repeatedly make here, and it's relatively simple, so let's get into those. Final Fantasy XIV's up first and at 4K. The 5080 landed at 112 FPS average, behind the RTX 4090's 139 FPS average.
Dude, check that out. This is 4K, right? Final Fantasy max settings. NVIDIA claims that the 5070 is comparable to the 4090. And obviously that's because it does the auto-generating of frames on DLSS 4, I believe. The 4090 is smoking the 5080. Look at that.
Result, and the 5090's 182 FPS average result. So, unfortunately for Jimmy on our team, he hasn't yet won the bet from Jeremy. This makes the 5090 faster than the 5080 by a massive 62%. AMD's 7900 XTX directly competes with the 5080, but it does allow the 5080 a lead of just under 10 FPS in this benchmark at the...
Okay, again, this is just a singular game. A video card from 2 years ago from AMD is 8 frames away from the newly launched tomorrow 5080 for $1,000. That is a terrible. Sorry, that is just the first one. All right,
resolution. Lows are about the same between them. Against the 4080 and the 4080 Super, the 5080 is about 15% better. Generationally, by name, the 3080 held a 71 FPS average in this benchmark, yielding a 58% uplift to the 5080. The 2080 Ti's 54 FPS average gets
2080, there you go, guilty.
As a note, some of these charts have the 1070, the 1060, the 2060, and other older cards on them you may find interesting. If you want that data at any point in this review, just pause on the chart. We won't be reading through them all. The 1080 Ti hasn't yet been rerun this year. At 1440p, the RTX 5080 held 217 FPS average against the 5090's 317 FPS average. We're not fully CPU bound here yet, so the 5090 still has a relatively high scaling of 46% ahead of the 5080. For the same...
I love my 1063 gigabyte. Is that on a laptop or a desktop?
In comparison, the 4090 led the 4080 original by 36% and the Super by basically the same, because they're basically the same card. The 7900 XTX remains neck and neck with the 5080, with the two functionally identical from a player experience standpoint. They look the same to you. The 5080 is technically
Why? Watch
ahead.
you guys play
the
games. I got
700 XTX is the strongest competition, though, to the 5080 in the rasterized test when looking at pricing. The 4080 and the 4080 Super improved from about 200 FPS average to 217 with the 5080, or a relatively boring 8 to 9%. Down the stack, we have the 7900 XT at 171 FPS average, the 4070 Ti at 151 FPS average, and the 6950 XT at 150. The generational comparison to the 3080's 129 FPS average gives the 5080 a 68% improvement, a bit better than observed at 4K. Finally, for Final Fantasy, the final resolution is 1080p, and that has the 5090 at the same impressive 407 FPS number that we mentioned last week.
What, you guys can't generate 407 frames per second? That's it? 407? That's terrible.
With the 5080 at 302 FPS average. Now, despite the heavier CPU load at this resolution, the advantage remains 35% for the 5090.
That's mind-boggling.
Still, that's nothing compared to what we saw at 4K.
407. That's unbelievable.
At 376 FPS average to 302.
But look at, like right now I have a WindForce triple fan 4090 in my computer. Like, it's not, look at the difference. Like, the 4090 is still a monster.
The 7900 XTX is closer than ever to the 5080 and is tied in all practical senses. It's looking good here, especially with the price, but this ignores ray tracing testing that tends to still favor NVIDIA. Let's move on. Black Myth is up next, tested first at 4K and rasterized. This is a heavy workload for these cards, the 5090 at 86 FPS average and holding strong for frame time pacing as indicated by the 1% and 0.1% lows. The RTX 4090 is next at 67 FPS average, followed by the 5080 at 58 FPS average. This has the 4090 as 16% better than the 5080 and the 5090 as 48% better than the 5080.
Yeah, what I'm seeing so far, there is basically no reason to get a 5080 over a 4080. I mean, I can't believe how close the 4080 and 5080 is. Man, it is close. Jumping from a 20 series is worth it. Oh yeah, so if you're jumping from a 20 series down here, 2080 Ti, obviously to anything on the top stack, yeah, you're going to double your performance. I'd upgrade your wife's computer. My wife's rocking a 3070 Ti. 3070 Ti. It's not on the list.
5080. The RTX 4080 Super and 4080 are functionally identical and give the 5080 an underwhelming 6 FPS lead, which is about 12% here. The 5080 leads the 7900 XTX by 17%, with AMD's card falling disproportionately behind in this test with its 49 FPS result. Lows on the 7900 XTX are commendable though, and
I don't even see my 1050 Ti.
Prior gen cards include the
might be time to upgrade. Get a 5070
and 3080 at 36.6 FPS average, with the 3080 yielding an uplift of 57% to the 5080 and similar for the 6950 XT. At 1440p, the RTX 5090 leads the chart at 130 FPS average, making it 23% better than the 4090 and 34% better than the 5080. These numbers for the 4090 comparison are down compared to 4K, like we talked about in the 5090 review. The 5080 and 4080 are disappointingly close at only 9% improvement for the 5080. The lead over the 7900 XT
9% improvement 5080 over 4080. And the 4090 is still trouncing it.
X also reduces down to 13% here, with lower resolution drawing them closer. Noteworthy other cards include the 3090 Ti at 74 FPS average, the 7900 XT at 71 FPS average, which isn't bad considering its price at various points in history, the 3080 at 62 FPS average, and the 2080 Ti at 45 FPS average. Scaling continued at 1080p, where the 5090 boosts to 160 FPS average from the 130 FPS result at 1440p. The 5080 still trails the 4090, but they get close, and the 4090's advantage is reduced to 6%.
NVIDIA's marketing is borderline lying. They just use a very specific test that they can obviously show to generate those numbers. They are using a game with specific settings, using the new DLSS 4, and using their AI frame generation to say that in a situation, the 5070 is on par with a 4090 at $550. So sure, in their own test.
That's just 6 percentage points away from victory for Jimmy on the team. Generationally, the 5080 leads the 4080 by 7%, down from its lead of 9%
no tater tots yet,
and 12% at 4K. The 7900 XTX still trails by about 10 FPS here. It's a shame that AMD decided not to compete at the high end this generation, from what they say at least, because a generational step over the current XTX might have been a serious contender to the 5080. There's still time, but let's move on. Starfield is up at 4K. First, we have to address...
I can't believe how high AMD's card is in these tests. This is AMD's last generation. They are like competing neck and neck with the 5080. It almost makes me think this test can't be right. How is that possible?
This absolute roast of a comment from our 5090 review. And this one I read a few times. Made me laugh. Leave more like it. It said, quote, "I would like to correct one mistake GM made in this review, where they stated that there aren't many reasons to play Starfield at 1080p, but in actuality, there aren't many reasons to play this game at all." End quote. Ouch. Well, anyway, at 4K, the RTX 5090 held 108 FPS average and led the 5080 by 41%.
That's true.
Not the best we've seen, but still a large gap. For reference, the 4090's 92 FPS average led the 4080's 71 FPS by 30%. Comparatively, that makes the gap between the last generation 90 and 80 class cards smaller than the current generation in this game. Against the 4080, the 5080 is about 5 FPS improved. That's not very exciting. NVIDIA's angle will probably be pricing here. The 7900 XTX actually defeats the 5080 on a technicality in this one as well, with frame time pacing equivalent between them and the average FPS functionally identical. There's no perceptible difference between these, which is a benefit to the 7900 XTX in this rasterized scenario. At 1440p, the 5090 climbs to 147 FPS average and leads the 5080's 110 FPS result by 34%. That reduces the lead versus 4K. The 7900 XTX also climbs with a very slight but irrelevant victory over the 5080, with lows identical when rounded. Against the nearly perfectly matched 4080 and 4080 Super, the 5080 holds an unimpressive 2.5% lead. Wow, that's really worth benchmarking. Other cards worth highlighting include the 3080 FTW3, RIP EVGA, at 72 FPS average, and the 2080 Ti at 50 FPS. AMD's 7900 XT is also noteworthy for its performance when considering some of its historical pricing. At 1080p, the RTX 5080's 132 FPS average gives the 4090 a lead.
Hey, you're 1060. Look. Who was that? Flex. 1060. You made the list. Look. 21 frames at 1080p. You made it.
Lead of 17.
Damn right. The 7900 XTX uses almost 100 watts more than the 5080. Definitely something to take into consideration. Yeah. I just can't believe how close it is and beating in some situations. That's all I'm saying for the, you know, not flagship, but second of the stack for the new NVIDIA cards.
15%, and the 5090 a lead of 24%. The 5080 matches the 4080 equally here, with the 4080 Super with an error, just like its entire pointless existence, sort of like Starfield at 1080p. Back at you, commenter. The XTX also nearly equals the 5080, although NVIDIA has an advantage.
Oh, I literally just get what he's saying. The RTX 4080 and then the new one they came out with, the 4080 Super, are identical, and basically the Super shouldn't exist. They're the same card.
On a technicality. Let's move on. Dragon's Dogma 2 is up now, first at 4K rasterized. Say something about this game in the comments, see if it gets in the next one. The RTX 5090 ran at 133 FPS average and held well-paced lows behind it. Its lead over the 4090's 98 FPS average is 35% here, with the lead over the 5080 at 57%. This is one of the largest gaps thus far, so for comparison, the 4090 led the 4080 non-Super by 36%, meaning that the 4090 and 4080 were closer together to each other than the 5090 and 5080 are to each other. The 7900 XTX's 77 FPS average has it outperforming the 4080 cards and behind the 5080 card, which leads by 10%. The 3080 did okay in this test at 50 FPS average. It's not bad for the relative age on the card, still pretty new though, with a 71% improvement jumping to the 5080. 1440p has the 5080 at 134 FPS average, achieving 71% of the performance of the 5090 at about 50% of the price. The RTX 4090 leads the 5080 again, this time around 20 FPS. As for AMD, the 7900 XTX lands at 126 FPS average for a 10 FPS gap between the two cards. The 4080 lands at 122 FPS average, keeping the 5080 at 10% ahead. 1080p has the cards crushed together, although there's still a gap of 49 FPS between the 5090 and 5080. That's 30%, which is a lot for 1080p, but this isn't necessarily a scenario to plan for. The RTX 4080 is right next to the 5080. Although the gap is 10 FPS average, the reality is that very few people would notice the difference between these two sets of numbers in this particular game. This is where we would test Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, if it worked. We've had repeat issues with getting the 50 series cards to run Cyberpunk without some sort of game level issue occurring where sometimes it just won't launch or it crashes. We had this with the 5090, but we reinstalled the game, wiped all of its local data, and that fixed it. We can't state for certain that it is a fault of the 50 series cards and not some other game update, especially because Cyberpunk has had so many problems over the years, but what we can say is that it continuously kept breaking. So we removed it from this review until the game is more stable. It was crashing or it wasn't launching. We tried to fix it a few times, and there's just no point in testing a broken game, or at least a broken game on these cards. So we'll look into this more later potentially, but for now, because we're not sure if it's unique to the 50 series or not, and because we know Jay had a similar issue in his testing, we're just going to move on. Dying Light 2 at 4K is next. The 5080 ran at 81 FPS average, giving the 4090 a 13% lead and the 5090 a 56% lead. That's a large improvement for the 5090 over the 5080. The 4090 improved over the 4080 by less, at 36% here. The 5080 leads the 7900 XTX by 12%, with the 7900 XTX's 73 FPS average result landing between the 5080 and the 4080. Speaking of, the 5080 leads the 4080 cards by about 21%. We're seeing large gains from the 3080 to the 5080, as expected.
Maybe we're going to see a bigger gain in productivity, editing, over gaming. Maybe it'll something like that.
The 2080 Ti below even the 3080. At 1440p, the RTX 5080's 149 FPS average puts it close to the 7900 XTX's 141, with lows between them also comparable. The 5080 is advantaged, but that gap was larger at 4K. The 5090 also has its lead cut down to 45%. Although still significant, the doubled price with the 5090 jeopardizes its value for anyone not using it in VRAM-intensive work scenarios. The 4080 cards were again almost identical, reproving why we didn't waste our time in that review. The 5080 leads them by 12%. At 1080p, the 5090 led the 5080 by 44%, which is really more impressive for the 9800 X3D than anything else. It's genuinely really exciting from a CPU standpoint. There's a GP review, but man, the 9800 X3D continues to impress.
They love this CPU, AMD's new 9800 X3D, which, by the way, AMD is releasing a 9900 X3D and 9950 X3D, which will likely be the most expensive CPU like ever, like $750.
This is a gigantic gap when considering how any prior CPU we've used for these benches would be bottlenecking the top 2-3 cards at this point. The 4090 maintains a lead of 19% here over the 5080. In Resident Evil 4 at 4K, the 5080 fell behind the 7900 XTX by 4 FPS. Lows are about the same, but advantaged on the 7900 XTX. The 5090's lead over the 5080 is massive in this one, at 68.9% with these settings.
There's
It's
no
a huge
review,
goal.
or there's
Looking
no
back,
release time
The
yet.
4090 led the 4080 by 47%. There are two main ways to look at this. One is that the 5090 is just that good, or two, the 5080 is just that unimpressive. To figure out which it is, we can compare the 5080 to the 4080. The improvement here is 19%.
Are you going to buy a 5090? I have no plan on buying a 5090. I was very clear that I said that if NVIDIA's claim is true, that a 5090 is a 100% increase, double the performance of a 4090, I would make the step up. That being said, I'm not going to make that decision until Gamers Nexus releases their review on the 5090, which they did, and it is a 27% increase on average. I just don't think I could drop, realistically $2,500 on a video card for that 27% that likely I would never notice,
NVIDIA's best argument for itself will be the price, as compared to the original 4080, and the 7900 XTX wins that argument in this particular game, though. At 1440p, the advantage in the 5090 over the 5080 is reduced to 56%. It's still a lot, though. The 4090 is still more than 50 frames per second faster than the 5080, with the 7900 XTX now 4% ahead. It's not a huge gap, but considering the generational difference in the price of the XTX here, we remain disappointed that AMD has signaled it likely won't launch a replacement this generation. Maybe they'll reconsider. The 5080's lead over the 4080 drops to just 11% here.
You guys could hear Steve saying it over and over again. AMD, if you launch a generational upgrade for a lower price, you will own the 5080 market and down. He's saying it. We're disappointed. They should look at it again because they know that the 5080 is doo-doo.
We're on to ray tracing and testing now, and Black Myth Wukong is up first. With
Hey,
the
Tink,
caveat
yeah, a little
that
bit.
This game is unbelievably NVIDIA favored. We have other tests for RT that are more balanced, but this one is one of the heaviest workloads, and it also happens to benefit NVIDIA. Cyberpunk would also fit that bill if it worked, but we removed it for stability issues that we mentioned earlier. At 4K with FSR as defined in the chart title, the 5090 held 88 FPS average, and the 4090 ran at 65 FPS average. The 5080 ran at 59 FPS average, and that sets a 15% lead over the 4080 FE's 51 FPS average. Some notables here. The 3080 just can't really handle these settings, and it's down at 28 FPS average. Jumping to the 4080 from the 3080 would be an 83% uplift in this test, with the 5080 giving an uplift of 112% total from the 3080. Sadly, the 7900 XTX is worse than the 3080 in this benchmark, and as for the 5090, it ran 51% higher frame rate than the 5080 with these conditions. Sadly for Jimmy, though, the 5080 did not defeat the 4090 here. But there's hope. By presenting a 1080p chart with FSR, we were able to let Jimmy win. The 5080 operated at 122 FPS average, and what's that? The 5080 outperforms the 4090 in this one by 1.5 FPS average. You're welcome, Jimmy. No one said that the win had to be meaningful, and a win is a win. Tater tots are still tater tots. As soon as I
Tater
reported the results to the
tots.
team, though, it sounded like there was a rematch for the 5070, so we'll look forward to that. The 5080 roughly matches the 4090 in this result, with the 5090 leading the 5080 by 30%. The 1080p restriction with FSR is what's making these less exciting than typically, except for the factor of the bet over the tater tots. Dragon's Dogma 2 with RT is up next. This one is more balanced. The RTX 5090 at 4K ran at 113 FPS average with maximum RT, which puts it 33% over the 4090 and 57% over the 5080. The 7900 XTX is much more competitive in this one than Black Myth, running at 66 FPS average and landing between the 4080 Super and the 5080. The generational uplift is 16% from the 4080 FE to the 5080 FE here. At 1440p with RT, the 5080 held about a 7% lead over the 7900 XTX. It's not bad for AMD's last-gen card in this game. As for the 4080 FE, the 5080 is about 10% ahead. Not very exciting for NVIDIA. It's a side grade.
Dude, you know what this is really telling me? If you can get a 4090 at retail, or even cheaper now if the price is down, because it's a $1,600 card, you get it for $1,300. That is a way better value. Because you know the 5090 is likely going to cost probably about $2,500. That's going to be my guess. $2,300 to $2,500 if you actually want one. Like a $1,300 4090 is a way better deal.
5080 is just kind of boring in this one, so let's move on. At 1080p, the 5080's 146 FPS average had it only about 9 FPS over the 4080. The 5090 still keeps a 33% lead over the 5080, despite slimming down versus the 4K results 57% gap. It's not interesting, let's skip ahead. With ray tracing for Dying Light 2 and tested at 4K and upscaling, the 5080 ran at 67 FPS average and trailed the 4090 by over 10 FPS. The 5090 led the 5080 by 63% here. It's a lot. Over the 4080, the 5080 leads by about 17%. The 7900 XTX is between...
Dude, I can't wait for them to review the 5070 that's supposed to be in line with the 4090. It is going to get trounced on these benchmarks.
The 3090 Ti and 4070 Ti, trailing the 4080, and obviously, therefore, trailing the 5080. At 1440p with RT and upscaling, the 5080's 117 FPS average lands at 12% ahead of the 4080. The gap is shrinking here. The 7900 XTX trails somewhat significantly and gives the 5080 an advantage of 35%. At 1080p, the 5090 proves that there's still headroom in the CPU, impressively, with its 224 FPS average, leading the 5080 by 41%, but the 4080 and 5080 get squished together with only a 9% advantage to the 5080 between them. The 7900 XTX is closer to the 3090 Ti here, keeping the 5080 about 30% ahead. Finally, for RT, Resident Evil 4 at 4K with upscaling is up. The RTX 5090 ran at 210 FPS average with these settings, or a 54% improvement over the 5080's 136. The 7900 XTX is much more competitive here than some of the others, with the title generally being a lightweight RT implementation. We keep it around for that reason. We have one heavy title, like Black Myth, and it helps to keep balance and represent with a lighter one. The 7900 XTX looks much better here than in the other RT tests, and the 4080's 117 to 119 FPS average makes the scaling in the 5080 overall boring, unfortunately, with the improvement being hardly noticeable. Here's 1440p, the 5080 jumps to 205 FPS average, the 5090 to 290 FPS average, and the 7900 XTX to 195. The XTX is still competitive here, especially given the price.
It is insane how many games
Likewise,
they test.
The 4080 still makes the 5080 relatively uninteresting, so feels like a side grade once again. Power efficiency testing is next, measured using power interposers and capturing only GPU power.
Oh,
we're not measuring total
power
system power for this,
efficiency.
and instead isolate for the GPU. The PCIe slot is intercepted and measured as well. Idle power consumption is far better on the 5080 than the 5090. Keep in mind that idle power testing is very situational to the monitor, the counter monitors, refresh rate, power plans, but our test setup is identical unit to unit, so that's all that matters here.
Damn, look at the power consumption on the idle 5090. Damn. 46 watts. Almost double the 4090.
They're all under the same conditions.
The hungry
under these
boy.
Conditions, the 5080 was at 12.75 watts when idle on desktop. This is close but improved upon the 4080's 15 to 16 watt idle power draw, both of which are far below the 4090's 29 watts and 5090's 46 watts. Now for the efficiency, this is a calculation of FPS and power, so having a lower power and a higher FPS will result in the best number here. Final Fantasy XIV at 4K had the 5080 at the top of the chart for efficiency. Comparatively, this is a great result. Its 298 watt draw here leaves headroom in the TDP budget, with relatively high frame rate, enabling it to outperform the 269-watt 4080 Super for efficiency and performance alike. It also outdoes the 5090, which scored 0.34 FPS per watt. The 5080 significantly outdoes the RX 7900 XTX, which ran at 0.24 FPS per watt and 430 watts. This appears to be a possible strong point for the 5080. 1440p gives us a lot more cards on the chart since we've tested more mid-range devices this generation, but with the downside that the high-end devices scale their best at 4K. That means that we lose some of the frame rate scaling advantage they might have. The 5080 is still tied for the most efficient on this chart after rounding, aligning with the 4080 Super as the most efficient GPU we've tested yet. It's at 0.75 FPS per watt while pulling 290 watts, up from 268 watts of the 4080 Super, but also up in frame rate. The 4090 pulled 386 watts here, with the 5090 at 520. For efficiency in F124 at 4K and with RT, the RTX 5080 ties the 4090 and is within reasonable variance of the 4090 and 4080 Super results. The 5080 pulled 330 watts in this test, putting it notably lower in power consumption than the 5090's 569 watt draw here, but still more than the 4080 Super's 291 watts.
It's a lot of power.
The 7900 XTX is significantly less efficient in this particular workload, hampered in part by RT, but also just by its 422 watt draw. As for extras coming up, we still have a lot of testing with ITX cases, so we're testing specifically the FE dual flow-through design in ITX cases, because we want to see how this does pushing air straight through the card when there are smaller situations to work with. So that's coming up. We also have transient power tests coming up that's looking at power excursions to see how big are the spikes. We also have a video about MFG, or multi-frame generation, that is almost 100% complete. It will probably go up tomorrow. We'll see when this video goes live, but that is coming up. That delves into NVIDIA's new DLSS and frame generation technology, which is going to be important to talk about because they won't stop talking about it. And it's what's caused some of the marketing pain for some of these cards. So otherwise, that's all the numbers in this review. Let's just do the quick recap. First, thermals on the 5080 FE cooler are good overall, and the acoustic profile is similar to the 5090 FE cooler. It's actually a little bit quieter. You can check out our 5090 FE review for that and for the frequency spectrum plot. We think the FE cooler execution on the 5080 remains good. It was pretty good on the 5090, and this is just a lower power card. It works better here, even though they don't have liquid metal, and they've gone with a cheaper heatsink solution that we'll talk about and possibly a teardown. The efficiency is toward the top end of the charts, and the card seems to be more within the optimal power range than the 5090. For gaming performance, this is one of the largest gaps we've seen between the top two cards. The 5090 leads the 5080 anywhere from 30% to nearly 70% in 4K benchmark results. The 5080 is relatively boring uplift over the 4080, unfortunately, but this must be why NVIDIA is pushing MFG so hard. The 7900 XTX is a strong competitor in rasterization, but it is assailable in ray tracing. Finally, the low VRAM capacity continues to be an unfortunate way to segment the 90 class cards into a sort of professional users camp. The 5080 being a 16 gigabyte device destroys its usefulness for at least us for things like Adobe Premiere and Blender rendering, where we really use the VRAM here. That actually makes the 3090 Ti's more useful to us than the 5080s as an example. But that's probably the plan to drive 5090 sales. Unfortunately, the 4090 cards have largely evaporated, or there might be a strong argument for them still with that VRAM boost. There were several partner models at $1,200 to $1,400 in the pre-launch listings. $1,400 is insane to pay. Do not pay $1,400 for a 5080. That is like a 40% increase over the MSRP. That is not worth it. And the value is absolutely not there for that much money. The $1,200 models are also suspect, and actually, the $1,000 ones, the value just isn't that compelling either. So, unfortunately, this is just how NVIDIA's positioned these cards, where they're creating such a gap between the highest end thing and the next one down these days that it's clear segmentation, but there's room to put something in the middle, like a 5080 Ti or something. And we also continue to take issue with, and we'll continue to talk about, NVIDIA's massively misleading marketing performance chart that we talked about in the 5090 review. The 5080 is back for that. It's shown as being 2x the speed of a 4080 in several tests. That's interesting. We didn't see that anywhere. But again, this has to do with its MFG 4X mode that, once again, is still basically the same color as the background when you look at the footer text for the chart. That actually discloses what's going on. And we're testing that. We have thoughts on it. The boring range of 10% to maybe 20% in some situations is more common. But as for MFG itself, again, we have full benchmarks on that, and we also have, as part of that video, a huge discussion on why NVIDIA's knowledge is very out of date on present mod. So we'll talk about that in that video. This is why, though, NVIDIA is pushing MFG so hard. The 5080 without it would look like an incredibly boring product generationally, with maybe some exception for the efficiency behavior. But the gap is sometimes like 10 FPS versus a 4080 Super at the same price. And it's just too hard to get excited about with that. So seems like a tool to create 5090 sales really more than anything else. As for the bats of tater tots within the office, it looks like Jimmy wins this one. But I've already been informed that there's a rematch for the 5070 versus the 4090 claims. Because who would get up on stage and say something like,
okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549.
other than the CEO of NVIDIA? I mean, who would do that? That's the 5080 review. We kept it simple for this one. You've got all the charts and numbers to make your decision.
Holy smokes. VIP? Where did that come from, Cal? Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Did you watch the hardware unboxed? Oh, you were talking to Wild. I'm a third of the way there. Oh, geez. He doesn't mince words. He does not. The boy is back and feeling better. I am feeling better. Well, I'm feeling kind of better. Okay, everyone, we just watched the review of the soon to be released, I believe tomorrow, 5080 from NVIDIA. I am shocked by the results that Gamers Nexus has. It is a generational 7 to 12% increase. That is nothing. That is nothing. Wow. Wow, that is not very good. Yep, quite sad. Damn. I like how he says that it's their way of pushing 5090s, right? I mean, he's right. Like, if you're going to upgrade, you might as well just go for the one that actually is a generational improvement. Yeah, 5080 seems like an extremely disappointing product. Yep, quite sad. Trying to convince him to put some of the subathon songs in the higher point redeems. Now that I'm not sick, we could do some of that stuff and I can work through it. Seems like a solid buy to me. You want that one? I mean, of course, just like anything else, like if you've got a 20 series card, maybe a 30 series card, and you've been waiting to upgrade, well, of course, you know, 10% over the previous gen, like you're going to definitely notice it. But nobody that has a 4080 is going to run out and get a 5080. That is for damn sure. And if you could find a retail or under retail price 4090, that is going to be, that's the money right there. If 4090s drop in price like crazy, that is the upgrade. It's still unequivocally the second best video card. By a very large margin. Do you have 2,800 to 3,000 for a graphics card? You're asking me if I have that kind of money to buy a graphics card? I could take a loan, you know. I think it's worth it. Right? No? I'm going to try and get verified using a 4080, 4090. Negative? Could sell the house. Yeah, I'll take a second mortgage on the house for the video card. Ask wifey, she makes real money, not bits. Man, it is always so scary buying a used video card. But you see some like, you know, refurbished, reused 4090s. I'm looking right now, $700, $800. Rabbit, thanks for the Prime sub. What's the scalpers market on the 5090 right now? 3,200, $4,000, $6,000. Come on, 3,000. That's true, flexible. Glad to see you're playing LE. I had to take a break from PoE to log into LE again. We were talking about it earlier. And, yeah, it is gonna... I can't say a lot, but I've been playing a lot of Community Testers program, helping out EHG with the new update. Man, it is gonna be fun. I'm just so excited for people to jump in. The dawn of the black sun. Has Nvidia said anything about the supply of the new 5090? Let me guess, limited. You can't actually get one. Or is it going to be widely available? This hate, this despair, oblivion burns within me. Mike has talked about how they're making some updates and tweaking the way Ward is going to work on bosses. It is so much better. My shadow will cover this world once more. 5090, very limited. Oh my gosh. It's always the same crap. Putting out a $2,000 video card. This world is already dead. Do tell, can't. Yeah, April update. I want so badly to play LE again. April can't come fast enough. Wait, we're almost in February. A perfectly rolled health. Ward is better than DR. Better to have one big health bar, you think? Should I use Smite with Void Warpath? You could do that. Spin around and then trigger a bunch of Smites. Well, Nvidia has to make back the 500 billion somehow. I saw that. Their stock dropped like a friggin' rock. It's insanity. You can go fight the dragon. Wonder what the margin is on a $2,000 video card. Wonder how much they make on that. I guess pretty good. Scalpers are idiotic. Listen. I agree. I don't like scalping. I want to be as clear as humanly possible, okay? I don't like it. All right? That being said, there's been people camped out in front of Best Buy for like a week already. If you give up a week of your life to get a graphics card for $2,000, and then someone that didn't spend a week of their life wants to pay, you know, $300-400 more to get their hands on one day one. I don't hate it. It's whatever. It's like paying your buddy to stay in line for you. But that's normally not what it is. It's normally these like friggin' massive organizations that are online with all these different friggin' ordering. It's on all the different sites trying to grab hundreds of them. And that stuff is crushes. The bots. I think a 50% margin. I bet it's a little less than that. Actually, I don't know. On a 50-90, $2,000. Yeah, it's actually probably pretty good margin. It's more about the R&D that went into making it. Aaron loves bots. You saw you played some Lich these days. Are they updating the harvest? Are you updating the crit harvest build? I am. So what you guys are going to see is a lot of Last Epoch from me. There's some stuff happening in the background, which I'm almost ready to announce. But either way, the idea is play a build, update the build. So like for now, I'm playing my shotgun Marksman. This is a build that I made 3 years ago. Oh, the Void Portal, gosh. And then tomorrow drop the build guide for this. And then pick a different build. Stream it a day, get it updated and nice, and then drop the build guide. And I'm going to be refreshing all of my guides for Season 2, or at least before Season 2, and then Season 2, do all the little tweaks to them. Totally worth the 50,000 points. Oh, brother. So you're working on build guides for the new season. No, I can't technically do that. You're doing Subathon 3 for Season 2? Yes. I saw this new game of Thrones RPG with 3 classes, and one of the things it turns is an iOS Android operating system. What? Are we going to make a crit Stygian Lich also? I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. But anyways, just put out some newer, fresher guides so that people have some options going into Season 2. And then obviously when Season 2 drops, we'll be subathoning. It'll be insane. And we'll be updating those guides again with anything new and new uniques and just new builds and stuff like that. But yeah, that'll give us some good content for YouTube, some fresh stuff for Season 2. It'll be good. I believe Edgy is saying there's a new RPG that runs on Android like TLI and December can. What's it called? Let's go make some legendaries. Kingmaker. Kingmaker RPG. Is it Pathfinder? You'll have to send me a link. I don't see anything. Oh, look who's back. Yes, I'm back from outer space. Da, 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 da. What's up, Tekken? King's Road. Sounds like a gacha game. It's on Android. The King's Road. Alright, I'll check it out after this dungeon. Games we plan on playing. Oh my gosh. In 2 days' time, we will check out Dwarven Realms Season 3. We'll check out Dragonkin March 6th. I'll probably play some Monster Hunter Wilds. I had enough fun playing it during the subathon. So March, I don't know when the update for No Rest for the Wicked is. March 11th is their Wicked Live. That doesn't mean that's when the update's coming. It's like when they're talking about the new roadmap and Breach. I don't know if that's when Breach actually drops. I'm merchants. I prefer merchants. Like merchants by a mile.
How is this possible? Only I should be able to command time. Finally, I will have power.
In the roadmap for Last Epoch, they have talked about dungeon updates as well. They're also nice. King's Road appears to be a traditional ARPG versus an ISO ARPG. Alright, I'll look at it. The King's Road. Gosh. It's our first dungeon. I'm already like, oh, get me out of here. Monster Hunter will get good traffic. Yeah, but also have a trillion people playing, streaming and covering it. I feel like the problem I had when I played the demo was just too easy, you know? Just need to make monsters harder. We did it! Oops.
Escape is impossible.
Well, we are rusty. All right. 2LP, Drellcore's Compass. We're going to slam this into it. We want that T7. Actually, we want both prefixes. But we need the T7 to move. Right? Easy. And give me that T7. And boom. T7. Critical strike chance with bow attack speed and chill on hit. It's so easy. You just ask for it and it happens, you know? right? Rigged. It's not rigged. There you go, guilty. That's a good one, right? 10% base crit, 24 bow. Streamer client. No, I'm not, guys. Now do it on the retail client. What are you guys? Come on. I still think Ellie's crafting is the best. Get old, ask and get. Exactly. How do you get the ranges on them? It's a setting. Ellie's crafting is really good. Do you ping Mike on the side? No. Settings under gameplay. What do you mean? All right. Is there any more crafting you can do with that bow, or is it? It's now done. You cannot touch it. Oh, that boosted attack speed. 10% base crit. Actually, the chill chance is nice too. Can't touch this. Nah. It was funny, I was working on this build while sick, and I had all the legendaries I wanted to slam, but I was like, no, I'm going to save this for stream. Good start. My favorite game every 3 months for 2 weeks is D4. The rest of the time I play LE. Man, I was disappointed in this new season.
Too easy.
No. There's no way we get the next slam. There's no way.
What's this? How are they manipulating?
I feel like an alien. I'm enjoying this season of D4. Well, if you're enjoying this season of D4, that's fine. It just means you really like D4. Because it's, you know, it's just the same as the last season and the season before that. There's no way he says it with the streamer client. I don't use a streamer client that ever. Never. There is no streamer client. Is what I'm saying. Hey, Kiko. What that what? You know what I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna start updating some older builds for Last Epoch. I'll wait for any big updates for PoE 2, but I feel like from a Infernalist perspective, we're good there. We'll check out DR, Dwarven Realms Season 3 on Friday. Yeah, I'm really gonna start bringing back Last Epoch as we get closer to April. And we're already in February. It's gonna go quick.
The epoch has finally come to me.
Aaron wants to play D4 on Friday to avoid DR. Lies. When are you going back to Starfield? I never played Starfield.
The epoch possible.
Get out of here, Julra.
Still so much.
Oops. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay. 2 LP Peak of the Mountain. And what we are slamming into it is we want the T7 multi-shot. T7 +4 multi-shot. If I had to pick, I would want that and the T5 increased health. All right? Easy. T7 +4 to multi-shot. See, it doesn't always work. Look. All right, Mike, turn it back on. Turn it back on. You turned the settings off. Cheat disabled. No. It's literally the two affixes I asked for are the two I didn't get. See? Get Mike back online. All right. There is no streamer client I use often, ever.
Who dares intrude upon my research? No matter. They cannot reach me.
We might have to go shopping soon. Guys. You didn't say please. You didn't. You didn't say the magic word. Please. Hate this streamer crap. Shopaholic incoming. Kaiser, at least I'm not playing Diablo. Dude, I was so sick, Kaiser. I'm literally like, I can't keep my eyes open. I can't keep coughing. And finally, I was like, okay, I've only been streaming for 3 hours. I am going to the doctor. And I turned off D4 and went to the doctor. So sick. EHG should scoop up Adam Jackson. They should. I should message them and tell them that. All right, I'll message them right now. All right, done.
Such power. There is only one explanation.
D4 made him sick. Me? No. I was fine. How much corruption can you push this build? I don't know. The highest I've taken it is 500 right now. But I'm putting it together. It's at least 500. But I'm sure it could go higher. Like always, it's just based upon your gear.
Wiener Smichel.
Wiener Schnitzel. What's up, Jinja? 500 is an Abbey killer. Marksman always worries me about survivability. I've got a lot of life, 3,600. And look when I stand still. Look at my endurance. 2,300. Endurance. Howdy. Howdy.
The Epoch, I will have it. Sapphire water.
That time it worked. How weird. Well, that is T3 Julra.
Still so much to learn.
She followed me the first 2 times. That's so weird. I don't know. That's I was like, what? What the hell do we want on this one? Oh man, 1 LP. What do we want? T7 bow attack speed. All right, turn it back on, turn it back on. All right, 1 LP Nightbringer. We want 25% increased bow attack speed. This would be a wild hit. Ah, 100% armor shred on hit. Ugh. See, it's not rigged. It's crazy to me how fast you are running the dungeons to slam these. Not bad. You forgot the please again. I know.
Run around with that on your head?
Aaron, why do you like Merchant's Guild so much? This is why. Anybody that runs COF will understand this. Okay? We missed our peak of the mountain. So now if you missed it, you got to go get prophecies. You got to go run the dungeon. Not for Merchant's Guild. Why? Because I have an endless supply of T2 or 2LP Peak of the Mountains. A literally endless supply. So there's my Peak of the Mountain. Now I need multi-shot. T7. Search. Aaron hating on COF again. No, I'm not. I just, well, you know, that. How long did that take? Drop, shop. I love it. Took me, what, less than 60 seconds? 2LP Peak of the Mountain, T7 multi-shot, back at the dungeon. Hey, what's up, Flenser? Good morning, sir. How you feeling? I got bronchitis. I was literally in bed, as my wife said, sweating, moaning, and crying for a week. But I've got tonight's dose and tomorrow morning, and my antibiotics are done. I could taste food again and have an appetite. I am, you know, it's still lingering, but I am feeling much better. Thank you. Yeah, I got the man flu. He loves cheating so much. Yeah. Just a horrible cheat. But what I'm trying to prove is that I can do that forever until I get my Peak of the Mountain with the T7 multi-shot on it. Like, we'll get it. Just see how many, we'll just see how many times it takes. You got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. I know. But I've been doing a lot of side projects and just stuff that needed to get done anyways. Got all my tax stuff ready, which is going to be brutal for my first year as an entrepreneur. Oh my gosh. It's going to be terrible. But I've just still been staying busy even though I've been in bed. I watched Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3. I don't know. I've just been laying around. You should get a trusty tax person. Yeah, I do. He's done my taxes for the last 20 years. Rush Hour 1, 2, and 3 are really the only things that you can do when you have bronchitis. Okay, good. I'm glad you get it.
It all makes sense now. The epoch has finally come to me.
Wifey song. Aaron screamed from the bed, room service. No, I didn't eat. All right, let's see if Julra comes with us. Oh, never mind. She's not gonna make it. She didn't get to move. Okay, here we go again. 2LP, Peak of the Mountain. What do we want? Our T7 +4 multi-shot and tier 5 increased health. That would be a perfect combination. And give me that T7. Oh, I saw the health first.
Dangerous world out there. How's your helmet?
You forgot the please again. Dang it. Trying. Keep grinding these prophecies for this frickin' helmet.
More rats come to gnaw at the edges of my sanctum.
See, Kaiser, at least I'm shopping fast, you know? Man, I still can't believe that 5080 review. Oh my gosh.
Easy. Too easy.
Looks so good now, not that it didn't before, right? I just knew 50 series was off when they did push the frame generation so hard.
How are they manipulating time?
Look at this, look at this. I'm in a box. I'm trapped. What's your tip for making gold? So that one is hard. My tip for making gold is having a general understanding of what is a valuable item inside of Last Epoch. So you have to know when you find an item what's sellable. There's no real...
That was close.
Wait a second. Dungeon floor exit.
The epoch. Finally, I will have its power.
I have never seen that portal before. Ever. I've never seen that before.
The epoch. I will have it.
It came with the lizards? I've never seen that. I've only seen it a handful of times. Oh, let me craft this real quick. Just no way. 2 LP Peak of the Mountain. And what do we want? We just want that tier 7 +4 to multi-shot. And if we got increased health, that would also be great. 12% increased health and +4 to multi-shot. I didn't say please.
Style or function? Trick question. It better have both.
50-50. We've missed it 3 times or 4 times. Power of Merchants Guild. Slam fail 3 is peak. Oh gosh. Easy way to know what's sellable. Go to Maxroll and look at the top 3 builds and whatever. Yeah, if you got a red ring, you got money. There you go. I'm still having FPS issues. I've tried literally everything and even sent in bug reports. Is that a common issue and something that we will have to wait for them to improve? When was the last time you played? Have you checked it since the engine upgrade? They did a Unity engine upgrade about a month ago. You checked it since then to see if your issues are resolved? MG is the best. Oh yeah, it's like not even comparable. Someone sent me something like, Aaron, you should read this on Reddit. I'm like, sure, you know. I always try to stay away from Reddit at all costs. Right? Nothing against anyone that uses Reddit. It just, you know, it's not my thing. Anyways, I read this and then I'm on the Last Epoch subreddit. And there's some posts like, you know, Merchants Guild is unplayable, like play COF. I was like, this is the exact, like this is the post that makes people so mad. Like, just like, I don't know, I hate it so much. Very silly. So just to be clear, they are working on WASD. If you asked me, Aaron, do you think WASD comes to LE?
There is only one.
6 months ago, I would say never. You ask me now, I would say yes. I would bet WASD is a maybe like season 2, very likely season 3 feature. I think they add it. You can't deny the popularity of it from Path of Exile 2. They're asked about it all the time. People want it as an option. I think it makes it in. P4 did it first, right? I think what's going to be hard is that I do think that EHG implements WASD. I just don't know. I don't know how they're going to be able to match PoE 2's version of WASD.
I will have it. Escape is impossible.
She followed me again. Oh, Rune Master's so awesome. Attempt number 4. 2 LP Peak of the Mountain. What are we trying to get? We are trying to get this T7 +4 multi-shot to move over. And it would be great if it moved over with increased health percent. Can I get it? Please. You got to be nice to it.
What's all that matter without a good helmet?
In Circle of Fortune, that style of SSF is peak genius move to trade haters like me. Maybe try buying at dinner first. From a time perspective, how much time do you think I've saved being... how long would it take a COF player to get 4 2LP Peak of the Mountains and 4 T7 multi-shot helmets?
How's your head, traveller?
Two to 6 hours? No way. No way. Way longer. Way longer. It's almost like a PoE2 Chaos Orb. Here, we'll go tier 3. Maybe tier 3 will give us better luck.
Who dares intrude upon my research? No matter.
Guilty is making a compilation out of this for sure. I've played LE almost every day before and after the engine update and still the same issue. What kind of computer do you run? And again, I know it's probably not your computer because you probably only see the problem on Last Epoch, but I'm just curious. Have you updated your drivers? Hey, I know this guy. He stole my cab. Who, me? Sure. Sure. What's up, Orange? You convinced me? What, to try merchants? I know it's ridiculous. It's so powerful, it's insane. That's why I feel bad for the people that read that Reddit post that say Merchants Guild is unplayable. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, movie night week with or without Aaron. I'm down to do a movie night. Let me talk to the wife. Maybe we do movie night this Friday. I'm down for a movie night. That sounds fun. Aaron, what's your opinion on the idea of balance of COF and Merchants Guild? Let COF players make a wish at the legendary forging and marking one preferred stat, and they get like 10 or 20% more chance of getting it. It's an interesting idea. This one's really hard. They don't want COF and MG to be balanced. That's not the idea. It's supposed to be different play styles, right? If they're the same, then what? Like, what's the decision you're really making? I would be totally fine with that. They have talked about crafting changes that are coming. Which aren't, like, that's not in CT, so I don't know what the new crafting stuff is. But, I don't know, maybe they'll do something like that. Mike alluded to legendary creation changes on his Friday stream. He talked about how, like, making that massaging that process and making it, you know, more deterministic. I don't, we'll see what they're gonna cook up. Hey, what's up, Mike? Welcome, everyone. How's the torchlight grind? Mike, I'm playing the Carino of Last Epoch. Mike, I don't know if you heard, I got freaking bronchitis, dude. I was MIA for a week. Just toast.
Too easy.
Look at that mob density. Of course, it's up here. It'll be better in no time, I hope so. Yeah, I feel a little better. I still got a cough. Still got a runny nose. Doing like Flonase and sinus rinses. I got tonight's dose and tomorrow morning, and then I'm done with my antibiotics. But I could taste food again. No more fever. I'm sure it'll linger for a little bit, but... I don't want to move. Damn it. T3 Julra. You die. You also have all the drivers updated. Ooh, I like when I find T7 health regen. Okay. Our 5th attempt to LP Peak of the Mountain, and all we want is T7 +4 multi-shot to move over. I no longer care about the second affix. Now, that being said, if I had to pick the second affix, it would be increased health percent. Attempt 5. Eternity Cash, you're looking nice today. Let me take you out for a steak dinner, please. Shooter, yeah. Oh, got the increased health too. Is this like corruption? In Last Epoch, you could take an exalted item when you beat the Temporal Sanctum dungeon, and you could take a unique and an exalted and turn them into a legendary, which I just did. What do you mean so much cheating? They're working on WASD. Sounds pretty COVID to me. I have bronchitis. COVID doesn't exist in Idaho. So we don't have to worry about it here. 5-clip complimation. It ties the Spriggan belt. Oh, geez. Oh, man, the Spriggan belt. I wish PoE 2 would take the LE resistance design instead of having armor, useless, and nerfing players resistance after axe. Yeah, I hate that too. I don't know when the cycle starts. I am going off what they said, which is April. Oh, 4 extra points for multi-shot. Well, now, why don't we just take a extra 10% attack speed for now? And extra 10% chance, 15% chance to gain haste. And then do I want another 20% attack speed? Or do I want more multiplicative damage? I'll just take the attack speed. Okay. Took 5 tries. See, guys, I worked really hard. I work hard for the money. By the way, in case you are new here, you could put in 50,000 channel points for me to use the Void Portal. People think it is very, very funny when I use this portal because they feel like it looks inappropriate. No comments are needed. Okay. He already put in the Void Portal. Gosh. Looking forward to playing again. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. I see it. What? Big Dwarven Realms on Friday? Yeah, I'll be playing DR. It's not inappropriate. It's cute. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Friday we'll play some Dwarven. Check out season 3, see what they're cooking up over there at Crater Studios. Fire res, that's a weird one. Oh, we for sure need to switch that. All right, this needs to be endurance. It's gooey, it's fun. It's the Void Portal. You got a Lenovo with the 4060. Spirits of Fire. Just go to the Blessing Master. That's the lowest. Oh, you think maybe I've already unlocked it? I don't play a lot of Marksman. I probably haven't. I mean, I know I could get the lowest roll. Damn. Hold on a second. Sorry. Oh, I guess we could finish this. This is 480. Do we know if they have any planned after April update? They're already working on season 3, which is coming after April. So they're already working on the next season. So we're gonna get season 2 in April, and then I would venture to guess 3 to 4 months later we will get season 3. They have gotten like just raked through the coals on timing. I don't think they want to have any more delays. Mike says he knows what's the next mastery coming, but I doubt we see it for a while. They still haven't finished the skills. So for the 15 existing masteries, they still don't have all their skills. We know Lich is getting a new one next season. So next season, Lich is getting a skill. Mike literally already said that. He said it didn't make it into this season. Marksman's missing a skill. Blade Dancer's missing a skill. Lich is missing a skill. Rogue is missing potentially 2 skills on its base class. So I think they just want to make sure, like, okay, every base class is done. Every mastery has its skills before they move on to anything else. Oh! Oh, the new masteries is coming in season 3, not 2. Hold on. A new Lich skill, I believe, is coming season 3. As far as like a whole new mastery, no, they're not even, I don't even think they're working on it. I have to go test something. I am seeing insane armor shred stacks. I just want to see if we're... I got a feeling we're hitting 1,000 stacks. Barbarian when? That's my question. Hey, Guilty, have you heard anything on the 9950 X3D? Damn. That was a quick 1,000 stacks of armor shred. Watch again. How fast? Thousand. Damn. 7 seconds. Only speculation. And someone saw it appear in a PC benchmark. It's on their website, so I mean it's for sure coming. It's weird they don't have a release date though. Saw the video on Dragonkin. Seems good. Could this be another ARPG for our arsenal of ARPG site? I hope so. I really hope so. I could do it in 6. Oh, brother. Ooh, first death. What the hell? Smoldering. He smoldered me. What is this? This is 480 corruption. Is it lame if I play D4 on campaign on normal? No. Guilty. It's so weird playing this version of Last Epoch. Get away from me, Smolder. He got me twice. Ugh. This is now the time to redeem standing time. Is it good when you're sick to stand up? Probably. You could redeem it.
Easy. Too easy.
I haven't been picking up a lot of shards. Imagine that XP loss. He smoldered me. Hydrating. Well, believe it or not, I just can't sit in the middle or stand up in the middle of a fight. Always trying to get me killed. Come back, mana. These bosses might be tough. We'll see. PoE 1 equals PoE 2. Change my mind. Have I, while I've been sick, have I missed anything on PoE 1? Isn't there League? Like now? Oh. What League? Not that I know of. Oh, no info at all? No way. Grinding Gear Games has not released any information on their February, not even like a teaser for their stream? Nothing? Risen. Thanks for the Prime sub. I'm sick. No point playing Chaos Week in DR. Torvik, what up? I'm doing all right. Just got bronchitis. I'll live. OMG, my dog just dropped a poisonous gas cloud in my office. Good! He doesn't know what he's doing. That wasn't terrible. No. Yes. Okay. So now we've got endurance maxed. We lost fire res. I officially come back to ARPGs with PoE 2, adds more classes, or Last Epoch. April update arrives. I see. So you're waiting for a large update from one of the two, huh? Reign of Dragons. I've done everything I want in the game. There you go. Are you gonna play Dragonkin? If you haven't seen it, it's my pinned video that I put out this morning. Monster Hunter Wilds, Dwarven Realms Season 3. Whoa. Oh, I hate it. I gotta hear the sound of the void portal too. This is what I'm thinking, everyone. My wife told me yesterday morning, I'm eating breakfast. I told this story earlier. She said, "Isn't it time for you to build a new computer?" And I was taken back. I'm half dead sick, eating breakfast. I put my fork down. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, like when was the last time you built a computer?" I was like, "March 2023. Yeah, it's been a couple of years. Aren't you going to build a new one? I was like, I didn't plan on it. After watching that 5080 review, maybe I build a new computer, but don't get a new video card. I'll take her offer on your dime. Just keep the 4090. I just can't possibly justify. Like, the other components actually make sense. I'm still on DDR4, my M.2's PCI 4, PCI Express 4. I mean, getting a new CPU, motherboard, M.2, my RAM, I'm at 32 gigs. Like, and then just pop the 4090 in. Honestly, that makes sense to upgrade everything but the graphics card. Exactly. Just not a big enough generational improvement, you know? And they're not available. Wifey wants an upgrade. She knows she gets her hand-me-down. I was having problems with my computer the other day. This is before the cruise I went on. Where, like, I couldn't get it to boot, and I was just having some problems. And she was like, what she actually wants me to do is just have like, I know it sounds crazy, but she's just like, hey, you know, this is like your job. This is what you want to do forever. You should have a backup. Like, you're having problems with the computer, like you've got a backup and you're back up and running, you know. I don't know. Not worth it to get 2,000 for 4090 for 30% improvement. 27% improvement.
That was close.
That's what I'm thinking. And that, if I'm not spending, if I don't have to get a video card, oh my gosh. It would be quite the cost saver. Obviously, I'm sponsored by Fractal. I bet I could get probably a PC case for free. What's the latest from Fractal? That wood case or whatever? And it made of wood? Some crap. Why not the second machine for a dedicated streaming machine to reduce the chance of stream crashes? Cough, cough. No, I wouldn't need that. And it's more complicated. Don't say crap if you want to sponsor free one. No, I like Fractal. We have a good relationship. The wood one. The North. This thing's small. No, I know how to. I'd be fine. It's not the size. I wouldn't need a lot. Probably a mid tower. Mid-size. This is a computer that's mounted to my desk, so like lights and fancy stuff actually aren't important. Damn, it comes with 3 bottom mounted? Is the power supply mounted to the top? No, I'm not gonna do. I would do no RGB. Power supply shroud at the top? That's interesting. How are you feeling, man? Feeling better already? I don't know if I would say I'm feeling Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, I am feeling better. Absolutely. I have bronchitis, so I don't know how long it's going to linger for, but I'm feeling much, much better. Better enough to stream. Better enough to stream. How you doing, Xever?
That was close.
Better but not good, I understand. Yeah, I'm functional. I'm functional. Is that a data reference? I'm fully functional? No.
Easy. Easy. Too easy.
Damn, this build is a crushing. Good to see LE again here. I'm having a blast playing PoE 2 with my Titan, heading to level 10 maps. You're slowly moving through the Atlas. When we get a big update for PoE 2, I will definitely go back to it. I had a lot of fun playing. Right now, my plan is, can I update one build a day? That is my goal. One build a day. Like a very lavish goal. But this thing is pretty much done. I think it's done. I'll have to do like a final pass through, but it feels really good. Even at 500 corruption.
They won't forget that one.
You like the shotgun build more than the Dragon Song build? I do, actually. But this, you gotta remember, this is a build that's... The Dragon Song is new. This is like my 5th iteration. I've made 3 or 4 different shotgun builds. So I'm kind of like going through some of my older builds and updating them. But I'm gonna try and get this build guide out tomorrow. And then we'll start something new. What's up, bro? Oh, the Emperor of Corpses has such a large hitbox. Is this Raxus build? Yes. Yes. Mob, you don't like identifying all the items in PoE? This game looks so good now. Looks clean, right? Oh man, that would boost us up a lot of corruption. Yeah, why not? I got 2 divine orbs on level 3 to 5 maps. Sold 1 for 242 exalts. Now I can do my craft. Nice. Hey, what's up, Diesel? I think I've got 7 or 8 divines left on PoE 2. I just left when we stopped playing. What a stunner. All right, 530. Here we go. This is going to be some good testing. 536. Where's the video on Bylina? I don't think I liked that one. You gotta resend it to me. I gotta look at it again. Yeah, 500 corruption feels okay. Can't beat me. I have bronchitis. You got to be nice to me while I'm sick. I think that's a rule or something. Maybe. All right, that's 536 corruption mono. All right, let me look at Bylina again. I don't remember. Have you played it? Have you played this, Diesel?
Darkest area, slaughtered by savages.
No.
My love died from the damages. My valiant eagle, you sought freedom. But the enemy's arrow found you and brought sorrow, mournful cross on a silent hill. Darkest enemy has come to kill. Hide to heaven. Start your flight. Glory forever. Coming, fight.
Oh yeah, the people dancing. This is the dancing people one, right? That's how I dance to all the metal songs. I need to make a video on that one for sure. I know where they got that dance from. Diesel, have you seen the movie The Big Lebowski? This is that dance you just show in that game. Ready? It's coming. You ready? Here it comes. Here it is. Here it is. There it is. That's where they got Bylina Took the Dance. It's exactly what they are doing, I know. Damn, he is right. See? Search The Horror on Steam. I don't want to. It's probably too scary. I'm the bad guy? No. I'm the sick guy. They're not sick in the head, like physically sick. I mean, I guess I have a lot of boogers. I guess I am sick in the head. But not like mentally. You know what I mean. Right? Hey, Risen, have a good one, brother. Thanks for coming by.
You're alive. LOL, glad you're getting better.
Hey, thanks, Rotten. I am better. I put out a couple videos on Dragonkin, which has your Undecember skill tree in it. They said they're going to send me some demo copy to play, but I can't share it or something. I don't know. There'll be a giveaway at the end of today's stream. As long as you're following the channel on Twitch or subbed on YouTube, type in ! giveaway. This has been a long giveaway. It's been up for a long time, so I'll draw it today. Most of you are probably already in it. Game's looking good. Aaron, why Marksman? Is this a hint at what you are playing next season? Well, next season I plan on playing everything. But no. I was just I was looking at old builds and characters that I haven't played in a while. And my shotgun Marksman hasn't been updated since March of last year. So I don't know, I just picked that. Diesel wants me to watch this.
Manifestation of Fear. A classic action RPG set in the world of horror. Say your prayers, because all your nightmares come to life.
I'm going blind.
Comes for everyone. It will scare you to pieces. Wish list now, if you dare.
Dude. Obviously, this is AAA. Isn't AAA, but it looks interesting. It's got online PvP, shared split screen PvP, online co-op. Come on. Yeah, you can't see what's happening. Look, what do you mean? Look at it. You can't see what's happening? This does not look good.
When you're all alone, visions of terror run wild. Only tonight will be real, because all the legends of darkness are coming out to play. In the horror, a twisted, terrifying ARPG haunted by bizarre creatures, carving their way through a classic horror world, oozing with evil magic.
Looks like they made the trailer before the game. No, we don't have fire resistance. Those flashing lights are horrible. They are horrible. Seizure warning. That we have died 3 times to the same frickin' enemy in the game. Oh, I've noticed a huge difference since the engine upgrade. For sure. Game's got like a fresh coat of paint on it. Come here, loot lizard. Crystal Fall is core punk, but better. There's nothing better than core punk, dude. That is pinnacle MMORPG. So I don't know why you would say something like that. It is. Luz knows it's my favorite. See? Aaron, do you have a filter for a warlock in your guide for leveling? No. A leveling loot filter? Could probably add one. Three to lightning skills, 5 to tendrils. Pretty good roll. Sleepy exclamation point build would be available on Twitch, but it's an old version. So this is the new version that'll be out tomorrow. $540 corruption. We don't have any fire resistance right now. I haven't really worked on gearing. Because then I'd have to go shopping and everyone would get mad. So I'm not doing that. Shopping makes chat angry. I know. They do not like green eggs and ham. Because you always make us hold your purse. No. I've spent so much gold, I don't even have that much. That's 73 million.
Easy. Too easy.
That's it. Yeah, only. What? That's not that much, Mike. Is it? I will say, and I continue to say it, it feels so... I don't want to say foreign, because that's silly, but it just... The difference between playing the 1.2 update and this is just... Still Last Epoch, but... man, you miss the other side. I can't blurp. Sorry. Why can't you blurp? It's turned on. Hey, Aaron. Can we get you to test mortar mages between now and season 2? Mortar mages? Oh my gosh. You hear that people are saying you'll be able to make real money in Grand Theft Auto 6? Really? It'll be like a D3 auction house. Is that what we're talking about? Stop shooting me. But it'll also cost $100. You'll be able to transfer money out of the game into real life dollars. Do you mean like NFT dollars? Is that what we're talking? No. Real cold hard cash. I see. That's cool. Oh, doll hairs. I see. Sorry, I missed it. Get out of here, worms. Trevor, when can I sit down? Guys, for my first stream back, today will be a little bit on the shorter side. I think I'm going to stream for 4 hours, so we'll go another 45 minutes. I don't want to overdo it day one, you know? Never sit. Please go rest. You're good now. Okay. I'll be fine, Luz. Rest is, I don't need rest. I'm a machine. Go rest, you silly man. I don't want to. Ugh. Taking D. I take D, C, zinc, and something else. No rest for the wicked. Exactly. Trevor made me stand up. Said it was good for me. Diesel, I need to take some tea. You know what I mean? 39. I'm starting to get up there. Yes, sir, you do. I'm surprised you're not already. I got some friends that... I don't even know how to explain. They went to their doctor and they got tested and then they got prescribed the medical stuff. I don't know. I got a couple friends taking it. Correct. Don't go to a regular doctor. I'm not allowed to talk. Enjoy your song.
Close the curtain, close the door. It's getting too bright in here for me to say it's you or me. I'm alive. Taking notice of this situation. I'm alive. Taking notice of this situation. Wash away the stains within your mind. Don't look back, you've left it all behind. I'm not even looking when all the colors fade
Sick of dying to fire. Which we still might die to fire, but spent 49,000 gold and just got an upgraded ring. Got our resistances to 61 from 10. Everyone, we're going to stream for another 40 minutes. That's the plan. It'll be a 4-hour stream today. And at the end, we will draw a free copy of Path of Exile 2. As long as you're following the channel on Twitch or subbed on YouTube, type in ! A giveaway. This frickin' level. Fire. You just got off work? I'm almost off. It's not true. I have so much stuff to do today. Come here, lizard. Damn. We're getting lit up. I am like so determined to beat this level. This is the one. Go Eagles. I gotta say, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm rooting for Kansas City. Actually, truth be told, I don't even care which team wins. Done. Kansas City already won the ref. We'll make sure the NFL is fixed. So Rotten doesn't know anything about football confirmed. Here we go. You hear that, Brow? KC already won. The game's fixed. Do you concur? Yeah, let him go at it, Luz. Fight, fight. Mahomes wears number 15 because that's how many yards you're penalized if you touch him. Damn. Bro, is that true? Bro. 2 times Buffalo got first downs and the refs didn't give it to him. Oh, I see. Sounds like cheating to me. NFL was like, yeah, let's take one of our smallest market teams and make them the best and all the monies. Well, yeah, because of Taylor. They weren't good before. Okay, maybe they were still good before her. Josh Allen got 2x more roughing calls than Mahomes. Oh, ah. What do you say to that, Rotten? Huh? What's this week? Pro Bowl? KC is the highest penalized in the NFL since Mahomes became the starter. See that? The refs aren't helping them. They're hurting them. It's unfair how many penalties go against Kansas City. You guys don't know what's happening.
Easy. Too easy.
See that, Rotten? Boo-hoo. That doesn't matter. It's when you get those roughing the passer calls, and Casey always gets them when they need them. Oh, you see, Brow? So the refs, to try and hide the unfairness, will give lots of penalties against KC, but in moments where it doesn't matter. That way the stat sheets look okay. It's the crucial plays. And KC is this KC. All I know is next year my Packers are winning the Super Bowl. Cope. Think the Pack? My favorite team's the Tennessee Titans. They're never going to win a Super Bowl, so I don't have nothing to worry about. You don't even have to follow them. Chiefs are one of the least penalized teams. Jets have been the leader the past 2 years. Chiefs are in the bottom 5, 2004. So do we want the Chiefs or Eagles to win? I don't know. Root for Philadelphia? Sounds like Charlie work. I don't know. As an owner, I believe the Packers will win each season. You're a season ticket holder? I refuse to watch rigged football. I would guess if I was the owner of the NFL, what would be like, you know, we're talking about a business perspective. We're not talking about fairness or anything, right? If I am the business owner of the NFL, who would I want to win? I would want Kansas City to win. First time ever, back-to-back-to-back three-peat. And you got the star power. See, it's like Cinderella story. Kansas City sucked for so long. Chiefs have never been penalized more than their opponent, having been flagged less than 10 times in the last 11 playoff games, while 10 of their opponents have been flagged at least 10 times since 2021. Additionally, Kansas City was called for, on average, 5.4 penalties per game during the NFL regular season, which is the fewest of all 32 teams. What a Cinderella story. If you want money, it'd always be the Cowboys. The boys? Siege Golem.
Easy. Too easy.
Brow was telling Guilty, like, it is a trip playing non-CT. They throw the flag at Dalton, drop end of the game, so they could make sure they could call it back. Sounds rigged. Sounds rigged, Brow. I am a phoenix. Look at me. KC are the new Patriots. When's the Last Epoch giveaway? Last Epoch giveaway is in Discord. If you guys are not in Discord, there is the link. We do a game giveaway every 2 weeks. The current giveaway is a free copy of Last Epoch, just for being a member of the community. You are very welcome. Hey, Luz, what about the Texans? Are the Texans okay? Cowboys, but Texans? I like the Texans now. I like their quarterback.
That was close.
Foosball is the devil. They got all them teeth and ain't no toothbrush.
Anyway.
Hey, has the line on the Super Bowl dropped yet? It's got to be out by now. What's the Eagles favored? Is KC dogs? KC minus 1.5. KC is favored. I know what it means. How can anybody possibly favor the Eagles? Well, they put up 55 points in last week's game and trounced the Commanders. They like looking at things like momentum, energy, crap like that. That's a close line. That's what everyone told me. It was the Lions' year. So those gambling sites like FanDuels and all that crap, that doesn't work in Idaho. All that stuff's illegal. Land of the free. That's right. New season of LE drops in April. It's got a couple more months. Right now I'm in my pre-season prep. My goal is every day to update and get all the build guides good. Gonna refresh the boot camp series. Be able to answer people's questions on what's coming. We're going to start peppering in more LE. That being said, Friday we'll start the new season of Dwarven Realms. And, yeah. Yeah, answer what's coming. Oh, sure. Sure. Here's the roadmap for Last Epoch Season 2. What's coming is Monolith of Fate upgrade, unique woven echoes, Weaver faction tree, dungeon improvements, Sentinel overhaul, tombs and cemeteries, champion enemies, endgame crafting additions, new endgame, and I'll add my own column. The best quality of life improvements ever added to Last Epoch, including the ability to auto-transfer all of your shards, new skills, new uniques, new balance. I hope that helped answer your question. Are you sitting so soon because you're tired? Yeah, everyone told me to sit down. So you gotta use a bookie. I drive to Nevada. It's like a 3-hour drive. Or you just call in a bookie, you know. Yeah. Use Fury Totem to cast Terra's Blessing. It doesn't reset my companion's ability 100%. Is that right? I don't know. I'd have to test it. 3 hours is nothing. Yeah, that's like nothing. Let's see where we're at. You look good. You look good. Really good. Hey, everyone. Come see how good I look. All right, you. Good. Need that shadow. That should go there. Next 3 levels go there. That looks good. This is feeling pretty good. Not too shabby. Same like last season, I don't need to play a season character for all the new content. I would, they haven't said, but I would venture to guess yes. It's funny, some people like that, some people hate it. Hey, Brow, are you home from work? I think you said. I think you said you're home from work. I need a cool. Need a cool Marksman image. Multi-shot, lots of arrows. It could just be one arrow. The refs are going to wear Kansas City jerseys at the Super Bowl, so it's not so obvious. Or wait. Or would that be too obvious? Oh, Brow's about to just explode. Haven't logged into LE since PoE 2 came out. Need to check if I have any sales. Need to see if you made any money. There's only one item I consistently check. 3 LP Aaron's Will. There's 5 for sale. And they're all like $1 billion gold. No. What you do when your team is trash. You gonna take that orange? And lose. Don't say I'm just baiting everybody along. I'm not. I'm trying to stream and okay, that's it. That is what I'm doing. I mean, Buffalo gave us Mahomes and Worthy. Only football fans that disagree with the refs being in KC back pocket are KC fans. Right, right. Hey everyone, I'm almost done today. If you did not hear, I got bronchitis. My little return stream today. We'll be back tomorrow. E4 looking good. My new shotgun Marksman, 540 corruption. Not too bad. Mr. Raven. How you doing? Go rest now. I never hit the button. I am resting, Luz. All right, I'm not resting.
Easy. Too easy.
Blast knife. All right. That feels good. Sweet. All right. Oh. Ugh. Hate being sick. I hate it, you hear? Okay. Let's draw a giveaway. Let's draw a giveaway. It has been a very long time. All right, everybody. Last time I'm going to say it. If you're wondering why I've been MIA, it's because when I got back from my cruise, I streamed for a couple days and something hit me hard. I went to the doctor. I got bronchitis. By the time I start stream tomorrow, I will be done with all of my antibiotics. I've got tonight's and tomorrow morning's doses, and then I am done. I'm finally starting to feel a little better, which is great. And I'm hoping for each day consistent improvement. As we prepare for Season 2 in Last Epoch, I'm going to be back to playing Last Epoch daily unless there's a new season or an update for something else. So this Friday, we'll check out Dwarven Realms Season 3. And then when we're done with Dwarven Realms, we'll jump back to Last Epoch or whatever else is going on. Bronchitis, ain't nobody got time for that. I know. So freaking sick, so. All right. This giveaway is for a free copy of Path of Exile 2 Early Access. As long as you are following the channel on Twitch or subbed on YouTube, type in !giveaway. You have until I could find somebody to raid to join the giveaway. He's fired. I'm fired. All right, we are good to go. Starting the countdown now. As long as you're following on Twitch or subbed on YouTube, type in !giveaway. 10, 9, 8, 7, a 6, a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. And entries are officially closed. And the real winner, a real person winner of PoE 2 Early Access is click Kevin. Kevin is the winner. Kevin? Kevin? Lopez? Congrats, Kevin Bott. That's sounds like a made-up name. No. Guys, he's real. Guys, you believe me, right? Guys, they're real, right? This is a real person. I'm serious. Shell Corp, sure. Night. Oh, gosh. All right, everybody. This giveaway is complete. Done. You're worse than the refs for the Kansas City. It's rigged. Oh my gosh. You guys are terrible. You're all terrible. Lou said I need to go to bed. I'm not going to go to bed, but I am going to rest. Okay? Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. Feels good to be back to streaming and seeing so many of you. And we will be back tomorrow, Thursday, playing Last Epoch. And then Friday, Dwarven Realms and the dev stream. Have a good night. Bye.